Action. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Poorly Reviewed. I am Sean.
I'm Asia.
And we saw The Green Knight.
The Green Knight. I was so excited to see this.
She was stoked.
When it was having problems coming out and all types of, the virus, the pandemic, everything, the lockdown.
They're virus.
Diverse. So I was just like, when is it coming out? Everywhere I saw it, I was like, when are we going to see
Every
this
time it got
movie?
pushed out, she got mad. Just like how I get mad every time Ghostbusters gets pushed out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the experience. I'm sure not a lot of people liked it because it's kind of fairy tale, weird editing, not really like, it's kind of amorphous. It's more of like an experience, you know what I mean?
Experience is a good way to put it, for sure, yeah.
I don't think he liked it very much.
I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite movies ever, but I didn't hate it. I did like it. Mm-hmm. I just thought there was pacing issues, but we'll get into that when we talk about likes and dislikes.
It's based off the Arthurian legend poem about, well, they call it, it's pronounced Gawain.
Gawain.
But I've always heard Americans say Gawain. And I still hear it.
Because we're illiterate.
But they say in the Old English it's Gawain. And I like how they said his name.
Yeah, good.
Played by Dev Patel. And it's just like all-star cat. Well, not like all-star, but like all these actors that are highly theatrically trained and all like kind of from the A24 stable and a lot of actors that I really love, like Sean Harris, Ralph Ineson, who's the Green Knight, Dev Patel, of course, who was so good. A lot of other characters, what's his name? Joel Edgerton?
Yes, Joel was there.
There's characters that play out other characters and stuff like that, so there's a lot of things that is like, didn't get explained too much because you're just supposed to be taken with the fantasy in this adventure, this journey with Gawain. And should I just summarize real quick?
You just did.
Okay. Well, I mean, just like his whole plight and stuff.
Well, I mean, the movie itself is he wants to be a knight, but has never had any adventure because he's, I guess, maybe too scared to do an adventure, or maybe he's...
Yeah. And he's just kind of like going off with his own fancies.
Yeah, he ends up accepting a challenge from a wayward being called the Green Knight. And basically, they had a duel, and wherever he struck the Green Knight is where the blow would be delivered to him a year hence.
1 year hence.
1 year hence.
And then he has to go, basically you see the beginning, and then you see the rest of the movie as the journey to go see the Green Knight at the...
It is literally the hero's journey. Like, this is
It's the epitome of the hero's journey.
Yeah, this is the blueprint for all the other hero journeys.
Like,
well, I mean...
It's like the Odyssey.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I felt like I was in...
Enjoyed it, eh?
I felt like if I opened the book, like to open the Green Knight book and, like, read the story, this is what I would imagine... somewhat is fantastical. It doesn't need to really be explained because it's like magic and mystery, and that's what he's experiencing as well.
Yeah.
I feel like, so I liked it a lot.
I like the movie, okay? I like the movie.
But
I don't want to be the sour sport who hates artsy stuff, because I don't hate artsy stuff. There's a lot of movies out there that are artsy that I do enjoy. But this one, I feel like there's a severe pacing issue because the director really wanted you to be on that journey with him. So there's long shots of him just moving through the environment.
Yeah, sweeping vista.
Or like a tracking shot of just Dev riding a horse for like literally 30 to 40 seconds. And there's nothing else happening in the scene but him moving away from the town. And I get what that...
you can see how far he's going.
Right,
yeah.
I get what it's symbolizing, but you can convey that in less screen time.
Yeah, I agree. There was parts where I was just like, kind of looking around, and then like other people were like, oh, like... I saw this one dude who was just like blue collar guy. He was kind of into it, and then there was parts where it's just like
the trailer was a little deceptive. They make it think it's gonna move a little bit faster.
That's why like they got to show that's the best scene, and therefore they got to show that, and then you can't really give away all the artsy parts because people are just gonna be like, what? Huh? And then I think a lot of people are not familiar with this tale, and like I'm not, but I knew what characters were in this, so that's why I was just like, oh, okay, this is an Arthurian legend story, and it's not just King Arthur's story. That's why I was interested in, and the design of the Green Knight, the design of the whole.
The Green Knight design was fantastic.
Yeah,
Whoever did that makeup.
Practical.
Chef's kiss.
So good, and
the sound design around the Green Knight too. It was just another chef's kiss.
I give it a chef's kiss out of chef's kiss. But the acting, the set design, the environments, the costuming. I just thought very, very, very well done. But that I do agree. There was parts where it was just like, we could have cut this part. There's a lot of people complain about the 720 of like showing him tied up.
They do that 720 at least 2 or 3 times in the movie. Well, it's a 360 actually.
Okay.
And then it goes back. So
isn't that 720?
What's math?
2 + 2 = 4. Quick math.
60, and then they reverse the 360 back, so you see you're going forward through time and backwards through time, and they do the shot a couple times, and I understand what they're trying to go for, but I don't think it was necessary for the film.
It was nice to look at, and that's about it. But other than that, I have no really big negative things. It's just.
It's a fairy tale, so you can't really knock anything that happens in the fairy, because it's a fairy tale. Like, sure, the fox CGI wasn't the greatest.
Yes, it could have been better.
The Titans that you see in the trailer aren't the greatest, but I mean that's just superimposed people in a background.
It's practical in there.
It's practical, but I mean it didn't look really flush. But again, it's fantastical, and it's another person's story, so it makes sense in that light. I didn't really connect with Dev's character. I didn't. The Sir, what's his name?
Gawain.
I didn't connect with him very well. I feel like he didn't have a super solidified character. He was more you could put yourself into his shoes type of situation.
I agree.
So he was very.
He's a blank slate a little bit.
Blank slate, thank you. God, why couldn't I think of that simple term?
Because I feel like most of the heroes of the hero's journey are not quite fleshed out.
Right.
It's just you're supposed to appreciate that this character...
The story itself.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I did a little bit because the whole thing was that he's still in this child phase, and there's a lot of people out there that don't want to let go of the comfort, but they want the glory of what a career
they want the fame, but don't want to do the work.
Yeah, or something that they're pursuing. Exactly. So I feel like that's what makes him relatable and a little bit more alive.
Like again, his performance itself was good. I did not. It didn't super resonate with me as much as it did for you. But other than that, I mean, because he's the main person throughout the story, I want to see his growth throughout. He's reluctant throughout the movie, and then we get to the end, and he still feels like the same person to me, kind of.
And what do you hope to gain from facing all of this? Honor.
He's still reluctant because of the decisions that he's made, and that's basically what I feel like this movie is about: is owning up to the decisions that you made.
Right.
So he does have an arc, but it's just not. It's not. I don't feel like it's super strong to me, even though it kind of is strong. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
It's not. I think it's just supposed to be the. If you enjoyed the experience of this story, that's what it was trying to do.
Yes.
So, because when I went back to look at some of the like subtext about the Green Knight and what this means and this means, in the end, the Green Knight is like, well, you're still even if you had all these things that you've done, like being duplicitous, out of protecting people, like with the lady and the Lord, being honest with the bandits. Even though you shouldn't do that, you should keep your head down and keep moving. He was like, "You're blameless because how could you know? And how could you? How would anyone react to these things?" So that's why I feel like he's just like an everyman.
I also wanted to touch on some of the stuff that we talked about after the movie was like everybody wanted something out of every exchange, and that was an interesting facet of each dynamic and why that was so prevalent in the story. Like everything had an exchange to it, and I'm not entirely sure what all that meant myself. Still haven't gotten that far into it. What do you think?
Well, the game starts with you hit me, I'll hit you, right?
It's an exchange, yeah.
So, like, you just gave him a high five or something. You could have not gone violent. Like, if you just stop and think about what that would mean, especially he comes in with, you know, I'm gonna hit you back. You know, then I would be like out of peace. Like I'll just shake his hand instead.
Especially if he puts his blade down. But like at the same time, I can understand why he does the way he does because like it's this
you have to
creature.
Show, right? Yeah, you have to. Well, if he was this creature is just like
But he was being respectful and everything. Like
turn his belly over and showed his belly.
Yeah, I don't think I would have done that, but he wanted the glory and the honor of slaying a beast.
Yeah, exactly. So with the other people, it was just with the Lord and Lady, it was like this kind of exchange of like coyness, desire, and things like that. Maybe you don't even need to play this game. You know what I mean? With the bandits, you know, mind your own business, I guess. But it's just like there are people out there who act like that. You know what I mean? That's it's just to be aware of these people who want things in exchange, and to act accordingly. That's how I interpret it. But you know, I could be completely wrong.
Chivalry isn't dead.
A lot of themes in this film. It really wants to drive home specific themes, and those recur throughout the film. It wanted to tell a specific story, and it achieved that goal. But I wonder if the length deterred some of that understanding.
But it looked gorgeous doing it.
Oh my God, it was so beautiful.
It was a gorgeous movie.
We didn't even talk about that. It was so beautiful.
Well, I would see it again, so I'm gonna give it. I want to say like a 9.5 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Get out. That's all right. It's all right. Well,
It's the pacing really killed me. I couldn't. Every time we did something, it took me out of it.
sleep with one eye open. But anyway, I like I said, 9.5 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10.
I liked it. Oh, maybe a high, very high
Just
8.
stay with your gut. 9.5.
I like fairy tales like this. I like legends like this. I like how directors make it just like some sort of
Experience
and like an experiment and
like
something
stuff like that.
Yeah, like something that's just like unique and not, you don't see it all the time. It's not an Avengers movie again.
That's like why you like Suspiria, the remake specifically.
I like movies that take that idea and turn it on its head a little bit while kind of making like this
beautiful
period, like there's period accurate things and things like that. It's just, I find like people who do these creative things in this fantastical setting, and if they do it successfully, I'm fascinated by it. I like it. But anyway, if you like this video, please consider liking this video.
Please.
If you saw Green Knight, if you want to gush about it in the comments, please. I want someone to talk about it with, because I'm not going to be able
to you about
I'm not going to be able to talk about it.
Oh, because I gave it a 7.
You're
average
gonna be
score.
like, whatever, run time. Yeah, so that's what we thought of the Green Knight.
Yep.
So if you like I said, if you like this video, please consider liking this video. If you want to talk about Green Knight with me, please do. And then the next thing we're gonna see is gonna be Suicide Squad. So we'll look forward to that video, and then we'll see you see you soon. Take
Adios.
care.
Is that the mother? Is that it? What is that? Oh, it's got a mound at the bottom.
Yeah, that's a squid.
It's scary. I don't like.
Oh, it's okay.